0876 292 677666. You want a horse? Link Claudia Davis, man. You want a piece of land? She are the real big woman, big woman. Miss Davis, she are the real big woman. With she, you coulda never go wrong with she. You can own horse and a van through she. You can own acre land. Miss D are the real big woman. With she, you coulda never go wrong with she. You can own horse and a van through she. You can own acre land. She tell me pre-smart, pre-better. Get your own damn place so you prefer it. Dear me wife if you sign up letter. NHD them a region setter. Plus me don't get a youth of a member. My son just on table in December. And she look construction too. She will be the host for you and you get it well rendered. Davis, she are the real big woman. With she you coulda never go wrong with she. You can own house and a van through she. You can own acre land. Miss D are the real big woman. With she you coulda never go wrong with she. You can own house and a van through she. You can own acre land. She now start it and left you there. Me I tell your brother, yes, she well prepared. And if you're meeting a no farmer pangarang, she give you lawyer, brother, clear your fear. She are the best RST agent. She help the need if you stop pay rent. They don't care about mind them, just give me strength by steel and gravel and black and cement outside. Now me house that I build up on the eye, me I save some me money gone up in the sky from. Maybe Claudia, me say me nah lie bang. Got money and me pocket never giant. Me swear for me life, say me son him have to fly so. Hypocrite pagan while we die. And no can't stop Claudia Davis, don't try. Every day another house gone. I Miss Davis, she are the real big woman. With she you coulda never go wrong with she. You can own house and a van through she. You can own acre land. Miss D are the real big woman. With she you coulda never go wrong with she. You can own house and a van through she. You can own acre land. Yeah man, you know. It's Claudia Davis. Pick up yourself. And say like, subscribe, and share. Claudia Davis. Can get your house anywhere. Just be prepared without no fear.
DJ did a good job on that one.
Hi everyone.
Hi everyone. Hi. Came on a little bit late. Sorry about that. Running from another meeting to get here. Is that literally or figuratively speaking? Figuratively speaking.
Let's see who's in session. Dancehall entertainment news. Happy Sunday, everyone.
Dancehall. What is the entertainment news this week? Tell us. What's in dancehall happening? Any new tune, boss? Apart from shake it to the max. Shake it to the max. Happy Sunday. Naku Jam. Thank you for checking in.
Hi Shoshana. Hi Maxine. And Carlene.
From Vidal Sassoon. That was a brand enough for here, was it? I think so. That's how I remember it. I'm trying to remember. Vidal Sassoon. It used to be a hair product. Have a good name, Vidal. Want a house? Link Claudia Davis, man. And a piece of land.
She had a real big one.
Well, I doesn't know what the DJ them can carry the rhythm and build the lyrics.
It's funny when he got the rhythm, like you never think that this would be the song that came out of it.
Never. But when I got the rhythm from the music engineer, I was like, because he gave me a couple before, I was like, yes, this is the one. This is the one. And then I shoot it to him by WhatsApp and he said, so you can do it this. I had no clue this is what was going to come out. But talking from the heart, I'm actually talking when you're building a house too.
Yeah.
See, literally song it. I tell you, when you tell the universe what you want, guys, it happens. It works. All right? It's the fall coming. Will you have a book club? As in fall, as in
the season.
Spring, that. Oh, I have so much more plate. I have
Riverstead,
Riverstead,
Eaglestead.
Eaglestead, I shoot off soon. I have
Xander and Zeven.
I have
Yes, you need to do
Plus
your
math.
due diligence. Not your due diligence, but you need to put in your grandma time.
plus I have Press-Haven, which is our project. That's coming up. I have so much things, Jesus. It's just too much. Right now, I feel like, as I tell Tony, I say I need a vacation. I swear. I need to just.
But you don't really take vacations.
No, I don't. I don't believe in the vacation thing either. There's gonna be a time when you really do vacation permanently. So why? Maybe like a mini days, a day when I just slide on and just watch Rookie all day. No phone call, no nothing. Recharge, energize, but not a whole week, 2 weeks. Because when I find that I take it, so we usually go off
The
in December.
vacationing is not to rest, it's
to-
to experience something new
No, sir.
and different from your ordinary life.
That is just
It's
too
not.
much.
I mean, if you want to rest, you just go to your bed.
That's too stressful. That's just too stressful. Like Tony and me going to these 5K walks with her, man.
But you don't do
I
anything.
I just sit in the car and sleep. That's about all I can manage. I'm not so sure about the book club. Trying to find some space and time, but Riverstead, Eaglestead taking up a lot of my Sundays with the meetings. And they're at critical stages. One is at the start, one is almost at the end to get the development going. So I have a lot of documents that have to be put together. It's sticky. Plus, I'm trying to finish right now the book.
Kendrick says, yes, class time. Beverly says, good afternoon.
But I know I need to do the book club because we have produced some stalwarts out of the book club. Yeah, man. We always produce some greats out of the book club who just take the teachings and run them. Them not run them, gallop. Gallop. That is what I like to see. People just take the teaching, convert it to how them way of life, how they want to do it, and just rearrange it, max it, and make it work for them. No more excuse, no more full decision. Just get up, you doing it. It's just like you at the start gate. We're in book club, it's like you at the start gate, waiting to shoot out. But it don't make sense to shoot out without you know. This is my reins. This is how I need to hold it. This is how I need to sit on a horse. This is how I need to keep pace with this horse, right?
So I think you have to know the destination.
You have to know where you're going. You have to know
because real estate
what you're gonna do
wire.
to get there. Yeah, real estate can carry all over the place. What's your destination? What's your goal? What do you want to get out of this? And the different horses that you're gonna use to get you there. I keep saying horses because the truth is, real estate is the only horse that stays ahead of inflation. No other horse stays ahead of inflation. Your education is not going to keep pace. Business, maybe, but a big business can be small business. Small business get gobbled up in inflation. Buying a car, anything else that you buy is not going to keep pace, right? And I keep saying it, if you're born poor, come from a poor family, the only way you can get rich or wealthy is with real estate. There's no other way. Don't talk about your own business and you'll get 3 degree or 4 degree. It's not gonna work. You have to buy the asset. The asset, remember. Asset. You have to buy a real asset like real estate. Real estate, we're turning $1 million a year within a year. You buy a good asset. You look at it, you buy it for $10, by the time you turn it around for $30, instant million.
Yes.
So you can be a real millionaire with cash in the bank, or you can be a paper millionaire showing assets of much more than when you started it. Because real estate is the only asset class where the bank will leverage you. There is no other asset class, and the rest of them to me is not even asset class. That will leverage you, and that's what you want. You want to be leveraged. So if you have 100,000 in your bank account or $1 million in your bank account, you want to use that $1 million and be leveraged so that you can leverage it up to 12 million, leverage it up to 50 million, and so on. You just having your little $1 million in the bank, I go buy some stocks, some bonds, some this, that's a slow boat to China. Every ass when you real estate, I go run like you long time. I'll finish the race and I say, so what them there? So what them there? And I'll go back on the start line, Tony, start over again. So just imagine you have your million park up in the bank. You don't even say, all right, Miss D, I have a million, what I can deposit on, get a loan, go and pay a mortgage. So you know of an asset, a house, an asset called real estate. Somebody else have the million, then go buy bonds, stocks, put it on fixed deposit, all kind of crazy things. And then to them friend for the start a phone coup, all kind of things. Yeah, the phone coup might get profitable, but we can't guarantee you. The $1 million, if you get leveraged by the bank, go buy the real estate, it have a outpace any business when you start with $1 million. It's gonna do it real fast too. And you can sit down and watch Wookie with me.
Yeah, and not only that too, business give you a lot of work. If you
Yeah,
want work,
if
even
you
if you
want
just
work,
start a
just
business.
start business. Oh my God, Tony. Remember when we used to run? We used to have a toys business too, you know. Adult toys, guys. Man. We had to get the stuff from overseas, get them cleared. Then all the crazy people who come to the store, it's just a nightmare. Finally, only got GCT every month. Nightmare. 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 If you're poor, take my foolish advice. Real estate. As a matter of fact, there's a quote that I want to share with you. Now, I wonder if I had put it in my Claudia chat. Did I? Because I really need to. Did I just say $100 somewhere here? Where is it?
I think I kicked it somewhere.
Where you kick the $100 to the curb in the valley? Nothing. You serious?
It's taking up space.
This man here, Marcus Garvey, who is on our $100 note. You can see it, all right, foggy. Those
Probably
of you who
foggy.
don't live in Jamaica, this is a new note. And it has one of our national heroes, Marcus Messiah Garvey, on it. All right. Now, if only I can find the quotes by Mr. Garvey. I know I've had it, and I use it in a video since week.
Maybe you can cover it. I'll Google it again.
Let us try now. Let us see.
In the meantime, um, Beverly says, good afternoon, ladies. Hi, Beverly. Erica says, afternoon as well. Anastasia says, good afternoon. Joy says, hi, ladies. Hi, Joy. And Monica says, good evening, Miss Davis and Tonya. The Buffalo is also here, says hello.
Hi, the Buffalo. Every time you come on, I have to thank you for my bottle. But I don't drink from a straw.
Dance Entertainment News says, not a clue. I am more interested in house, building, land, and so on.
A clue about what?
You asked her what was the dancehall entertainment news of the week.
I have no clue myself.
Sounds like a workaholic to me. Yes, Miss D's a workaholic.
Yeah.
Graball says, how are you? Do you know of any land in Linstead? You know of any land in Linstead?
Well, we just sold a 2-acre in Yuatan for $10 million.
That's near Linstead?
Yeah. Yuatan is the next town over.
Found it?
No, but well, I'm still remember the quote. I just need to remember a line in the quote. A line in the quote. It's our independence this week, and we are celebrating big time in Jamaica. Okay, here it is. Found it. No, it's not this. Um,
And you're saying it so well this week. I know I can't even recall a line from it.
I recall a line, I just can't remember the follow-up line.
What's the line, you know?
A people without the knowledge of their past history and roots. I'm gonna see if I can pick it up. Actually, I did study it too, but my short-term memory gone now. Yes. The quote doesn't end there though.
A people without the knowledge of their past history, origin, and culture is like a tree without roots.
Mm-mm. Doesn't end there. Um, I swear I'd save it. I didn't save it.
I know we can't find it. Maybe somebody in the chat will find it. Question. Um, Good evening. What is the procedure for someone to apply for NHG contribution on your behalf if you are overseas? The refund contribution?
Refund contribution?
Or the NHG,
Go online.
the loan itself?
No, go online.
What you mean go online?
Go online and apply. Nobody can apply for that for you. You have to go online.
Right. So you'd log on to the NHD portal.
Mm-hmm.
Right. You'd log into the NHD portal online.
Bring up the NHG portal, Tony. So you're gonna go to put in something like NHD online in Google. The share screen.
Right. So you'd go to NHT online and click login. Right, and then when you log in, you'll have the option to apply for the refund. It's one of the tabs there. If you don't have a login currently, you can always choose the option to register, and you'll need your TRN and NIS number and an email address to do so. Question: Is it true that even if I'm living overseas, I still need a TRN number to buy a house?
Yes, fully true. Any business at all you're doing on the island, you will need a TRN. So you're opening a business, buying land, buying a car, anything, any business you're doing on the island, yes, you will need a TRN.
The Buffalo says.
And you can also go online and get that too. You want to show them that link?
That one's a little bit more tricky.
But doable. Persistent.
I don't know about that. It's so that one is Jamaica tax.
Oh, by the way, this week Jamaica Tax actually introduced for us online car registration. So perfect. So my registration was going to be up the end of this month, and I was able to go online and register and get the registration certificate in my email. So I did not have to go to the tax office, give them nothing, and join no line and pay them and all these things. Finally, no more tax office. Now we need to get to the fitness of that. They've extended the fitness to know if you have a car, it's over 10 years, no, under 10 years or something like that. You get 2 years fitness now, something like that.
Okay.
Something like that. There are some new things going on, guys. So registration. So you have a car out here, needs to be registered. Don't send nobody the money to do it. Go online and do it yourself.
Quick and fast.
Yep, quick and fast.
All right, so for the TRN application, you first come to the screen and you'll go to login, right? If you have not logged in before, you will need to create an account. And this creating account is just asking for email and a password. Very simple, right? Once you create the account, you're going to sign in. And you're going to go down to where it says apply for a TRN.
And follow the steps.
And just follow the steps. Pretty easy. I should warn you though that you will need to have your ID signed by a notary before you fill out this application, because you'll need to scan it and upload it. And then you will need to actually mail the actual signed documents and the printout from here to the tax office.
So they're to complete the form, upload it with the signed ID, and then
they complete the form online and then you print it at the end
and sign it.
Yeah,
and then get your ID notarized.
Yes,
and then mail the signed, the notarized ID plus the printed form with your signature to them.
Yes,
and you should have it. Who is it going to do? Who are they FedExing it to?
The tax office.
Or FedEx, which branch though?
The main one.
Constant Spring?
I think it gives them an address there depending on what they have put in.
Okay.
But I think it's the main Constant Spring one. Or the downtown one I've seen on it as well. Just depends.
Okay, there you go. So you can apply for your TRN online. The Buffalo say adult toys. Yes, the Buffalo. You sell adult toys.
You've sold a lot of things, don't you? You
sold
food, clothes.
Fish.
I remember Christmas used to hang up clothes all over your living room and people used to come and
buy.
look.
Yeah. Used to sell fish too, fish out of my car trunk. That time I packed the fish package, so I just have my little igloo in the back. Big igloo in the back and go around and sell. Used to sell all heap of things. Selling make you have money. Anybody afraid of selling who have money?
Selling make you have cash.
You always have spend cash.
Yeah.
Selling make you do that. Good day, everyone.
Joy says, agreed, real estate is the way to go. Kimberly says, hi miss, any land in Manchester? Nice area.
Kimberly, nice area depending on your budget. So we have Newport, nice area. Coming up, 5.5 million, quarter acre. That's a nice area. Where we're selling that land in Newport.
You sure that's the price?
And the 5.5 million is how much?
I feel like that's not the price.
It's higher?
Yeah. The 5.5 does not ring in a bell to me.
All right,
I'll look at the form.
Don't quote me, guys. Kimberly, send me a WhatsApp and ask me if you're interested in that area. Newport, very quiet area. Like Almost zero crime, I would say, because of that in Jamaica at the same breath.
Okay, really look for something in Linstead.
What's that meter your budget?
Mhm.
What are you looking for? What if a land selling our boat? Just have to know your budget.
Real estate is very good, but not liquid in time of an emergency. Not easy to sell.
Right. So what you consider an emergency? How much money you think you need to have as an emergency? Tell me and let me tell you the solution to that. That is must mug you fully. Tell me what you consider an emergency, how much cash you think you need to have for an emergency, a real emergency. You know. What you consider an emergency. All right. Next. Dunkin' Donuts. Like the name, like gonna tell the people the name, you know. Dunkin'.
D. Duncan.
The Dunkin'. You are part of the Dunkin' Donuts family. That's a rotten rich family right there. Imagine when they break the first donut, Tony.
Mm-hmm.
Like the donut in Jamaica named Prestige Bakery. Them still a bake the donut, you know.
You mean the one that come with 6?
And the people still on the road selling the donut, you know. Remember the Prestige Bakery donut? Man, them come on the car window and sell it here. And then the bus and walk up in the bus and sell it.
You have to buy the whole box, yeah?
Yeah, buy the whole box, but it's cheap. Still cheap. Hi, Ruby. Hi. Thank you for joining. Oh, I miss Carol.
Hi,
Look at
ladies.
Carol,
How can I link with you to find out more about one of your crowdfunding purchase projects?
Wow, you just missed one.
But just reach out to her. 876-292-6776, the number on your screen.
Yeah, because Riverstead now is closing off. We have met the target. But I usually ball it out on YouTube. That's where we usually first ball it out, though.
Maybe Carol will watch every week. Matt says stocks, on the other hand, very liquid. TJH at IPO was 1.4, went to $4.98. Off $1.41 went to $4.98. If you invested 1 million, you would triple your money.
And then what?
You would be liquid. Isn't that what he's trying to get at?
Yeah, but then what? You have to go find the next stock now. I'm praising the 4 million are gone. That. And you have to have the ability to pick this one stock. What is TJH? TJH? IPO 141. I don't know what's TJH. If you've invested 1 million, you would triple your money. Yeah, so where you get the 1 million first? You have to have 1 million, right?
Yeah, sometimes people would have that, maybe like the deposit you would have used on a piece of land.
But I don't think somebody have one source of million and put it in a stocks. TJH, I'm afraid. They may put half.
Mm.
They would have 2 million, then they put 1 million as a chunk. I'm gonna lose it or so. Somebody with only 1 million do a little bit there.
No, they need to go buy real estate.
But I can tell you. So let me give you a joke now. A drama now. The people who bought the Camelot, I mean, always I use Camelot, so people call me United, at 17.5. They paid 5% deposit, 900 and something thousand, which is your million, right? And then pay, they either rent out the place to pay the mortgage or them pay the mortgage. And the Camelot jumped to 35 million in a 1 year. How much money you put in? So let us say you take a loan, you borrow 16 from the bank. And over 1 year, you pay 150,000. So you pay the bank 1.8 million for the whole year where you have the property. So you add 1.8 million to your loan of 16 million. Remember, you put in a million. How much money you have in the deal? You only have $1 million in the deal. Plus, you have the 1.8 in the deal to you pay that over 12 months. So much you have in the deal in total? 2.8 million you have in the deal. Then you spin around and you sell the house after 1 year for 38 million. tell me a stock what could have beat that in a 1 year. I may only have $1 million. So do the maths. 38 million, man. Let us say use a real estate agent like me and use a lawyer. So 38 million, you're gonna lose 10% between me, the lawyer, and the transfer tax. Right? You lose 10%. Somebody do the maths. How much is the profit? Remember what I said. You deposit 1 million, you pay mortgage in 1 year. So 1.8 million plus 1. So you're in the deal 2.8 million. Then you sell the place at 38 million and you lose 10% for charges. So you lose 3.8 million. What's the difference? And you have to pay back the bank 16 million because you borrowed 16 million for the loan. Tell me how much is the profit? Somebody, anybody. I may forget put my calculator and calculate it. Kenrick, you said total stocks. You can't keep up with that. Total stocks, a whole heap of stocks out there. Sometimes by the time you are trying to sell your stocks, you can't even sell because too much depend on the market. But you talk about highway 2,000 stocks, whole heap depend on the market. Somebody tell me no man, nobody know do the math, so I may have to jump on my calculator. If you apply for it, how long it take you? That's a guess, good guess. We wouldn't know because we have never applied for it that way. But another way you can do it, that same notarized ID and the letter that you sign, just make sure that the application form is signed similar to how you sign on your passport. Send that to somebody in Jamaica and let them, and with a letter that authorizes them to do the transaction on your behalf. And you're going to notarize that letter to and sign it. Those 3 documents, send it to somebody in Jamaica. They can walk in a tax office and get it within 10 minutes for you, on your behalf. Buffalo, say you make 30 million. In what? No, Buffalo. The one 30 million sound good enough, but remember you have a loan for 16. All right, make we do the maths. So you had 38 million was the house, right? That's what you sell for. Minus 3.8 million in charges. You leave with 34,200. Then you pay back the bank the 16 million. 18.2 million. How much you had in the deal? Minus 2,750,000. So, no.
Yeah, the deposit plus your mortgage payment.
Right, but my deposit my deposit was how much? Remember 18.2, 17,300 times 17,300 times 5%. 865 plus whatever else. Let's call it $1 million, right? And you're paying $150 a month for mortgage. So $150 a month times 12 is 1.8. Right. So 2.8 million you have in the deal. Kenrick says 17 million. Kenrick, you sound like you're close. So it is 38 million minus 90%. So minus 10%. So you're left with 34,200 minus 16 million for the loan. Minus 2.8 that you put in the deal. You walk out with 15.4 million. Remember, I only had 1 million in January to start with, and I added 150,000 every month. Somebody tell me a stock that I could have $1 million, buy the stock, and every month I take $150,000 and buy more of the same stock. And you tell me if in December me could have walked with 15 million. Tell me the stock, we can do that.
And you don't have to do anything to those, so that you can literally.
I'm gonna have to do none to those. I have only for people in a Camelot right now do the same thing. Because they might listen to Miss Davis. Plus all of my friends will listen to me and they might pull out of the deal already and me still in the deal. So you tell me, is who that tell me about stocks? Kenrick? No, who was telling me about the stock? Matt, I tell me say him highway stock. How much? IPO 1.41 went to 4.9. If you invest 1 million, that triple your money. So when me walk away with
Kenrick said Tesla.
So when I walk away with Tesla drop out of the sky, you know. When I walk away with 15.4, I'm only invest 1 million. Did I triple my stock? Quadruple my stock? Fifth my stock? Sixth my stocks? What? My money? Come on, guys. Plus, me have a real investment. Tomorrow morning, you wake up and the stock market crash. What you do?
But Mike says, Claudia, read Camelot property. The bank wants the principal plus the interest.
You pay the interest by paying 150 per month. Remember? You're already paying the interest. The 150 per month is the interest. So remember, I took that into consideration. 1 million plus 1.8, which is the interest that you would have already paid it every month.
The Buffalo said, yes, they listened to Miss Davis.
Yeah, them listen. Them all beat me at my own game, you know.
Kendrick say, can buy AI chip.
As I tell you, them digital something there.
You can make money on it, but you can't. You have to be very focused.
Yeah, you
With
can
real
make
estate,
money.
you can't forget you own it and still come
come back and have money. I kid you not, guys. You can literally. That happened to us with properties that we have up in Red Hills. We literally forget it. We don't even water the grass, none of nothing. And we can still come back. With stocks. So remember what the gentleman said, He said when it went up to 4 point whatever, you would have sell it. How much people sell it at 4 point something? Some of them not sell it, so they miss the opportunity to make the gain. They have to sit down again and wait for the next cycle to come.
And also that with stocks, it moves so quickly. Like today, you look at it's $4, but then tomorrow you look it's back down at $3.50, and you're like, one day and you forgot you didn't sell.
Yeah. And every day you get up here, look on the computer, pray so you have money and that there is no market crash and something don't happen that fluctuate the market. Or heaven forbid one of them chip they go down and nobody knows how much stock them really have or kind of not print nothing again. Right? And then you have to go prove now. Like when SSL happened. You have to go prove so the money that you have in the bank. Can you believe it? Can you believe it?
What I like about real estate, it's harder to swipe you.
Yeah, the most scam is a man who sit down in there and park up himself. But then property is yours, you can still get him out of your book. So no. I used to play stocks when I was younger. And stocks, you have to have some insider information. I genuinely believe that. You can't just be a no Joe and get up and say you're going to play stocks. You're going to lose your money, which I told one of my book club members, and she didn't listen. Miss D, man, stocks, I love stocks. So she knows, she listen to me now too, so she knows how she may talk about. I love stocks, I said now. But you see, she did both. She get the real estate, plus she dabbling on the stocks. Now me have to say, listen, take the profits now and get back to the real estate. But she do a little side tracking and things that she could have get a little side ass. I realized that the ass a limp and You want a thoroughbred. When you want to get on a horse to ride out inflation, you need a thoroughbred. You don't need nothing shaky. As little wind blows so it. Plus, you want a horse you can control. That's real estate. If you don't have control, you're going to talk about profit and this and that. In real estate, you can rent it. You can add on to it. You can paint it. You can sit down and look at it every day. Right? Which is something I used to do back in the day. Like when I got really sometimes down or somebody upset me or me, I lose a deal. I used to just pull up on building on my bill already. So Claudia, don't worry, you have done well. So irrespective of what is going to happen next, you have done well. And I used to use that to pump up myself. Because you know, guys, nobody's gonna pump you up. You have to do it for yourself. You have to. Nobody's gonna always keep patting you on the shoulder and say, yeah, well done, Donna, well done, Vidal. You know
the kind of stuff that after age 10.
Yeah, I mean, nobody does that. When you get to a big old crufty woman like me, you better know to pat yourself by your back yourself. Right? If you don't know how to do that, depression, recession, everything I reach you. You don't it. Everything and it comes so fast, you don't know it a come. But you want to be on that horse. You want to be on a thoroughbred like she's a manita. A horse called real estate. If I ever buy a house, that's what I call it, real estate. That's gonna take you to the moon and take you back and take it to the moon again. That's what you want. You don't want to ask why shake you and go pop down and broke down and because you never feed it one night, it starved to death. Nah.
Walking in Girl says, hi ladies, I'm interested in buying land in Tower Isle or St. Anne Gated Community. Gated Community land.
Tower Isle have some high price apartments that are gated. Oh, land. Gated community land. Where is it you say land?
Do you know of any land in?
The only gated I know land St. Anna Vista Del Mar and what's on it? Murphy Santa Place. Plantation Village. And Riverside will be coming up in a little bit lands in gated lands in Discovery Bay. Hopefully 1 year from now.
Oh, the one in Ocho Rios too.
Which one? Have a gated land?
Oh no, it's not gated.
You know our pyramid?
Yeah, it's
pyramid is not gated.
But is there any gated land in St. Mary?
No, that I know of. Unless you're talking about Roy Stone, yeah. I don't know if I'd reach with that, but I don't think it was eventually gated. I don't know if it's gated land at St. Mary, I think. Just St. Anne, Vista Del Mar, Plantation Springs, and Riverside coming up in Discovery Bay. Junction, nice area in St. Bess. We're in Palmbrook Estate. Gated.
Where's Junction?
St. Junction, St. Elizabeth. You turn and go down from the south.
Yeah, but that's far from Palmbrook, yeah?
You could say it.
Let me see if there's anything.
You know, Palmbrook. What else we know? Check if you have more questions, Tony.
Kendrick says, I think it's the risk tolerance of the individual, but definitely real estate better for me for the mental stock. More is risky, will rob your peace.
Rob your peace. But
the volatility.
But it is more than risky. It's a very high risk that you will lose your money. Very high risk that you will lose your money. Even if you buy the worst piece of real estate, absolute dump, you won't lose your money. Why? Because in real estate, when the tide rises, all boats rise. What do I mean by that?
The worst of the worst property goes up too.
Just the same. The best of the best going up, the worst of the worst are going to go up. Same way. And I keep referring to Waterford, the first development I sold, one of the first places I sold when I came in real estate was 2008. And everybody, I was the first time selling that property, and me go around and them say, how do you grow this up? Pure this and pure that. I said, no man, I sell me, I sell. That place had people lining up to come look on the place. And I don't know why I never take my cue and listen from that. Every place was selling another place, I should have did buy.
But you know, it's funny. Every time I have a Waterford for sale, people line up to buy.
Yeah.
And then there are people who call me and I say, Waterford is coming up. And they're like, me not buy Waterford. True, them don't know.
First time I sell was 3.2. 3.5, 4.5, 5.5. Selling it for 6. Then it jumped to 8 million. Last one I saw was 12. Tony said one for 17 million. Where have you been? You made it buy all of them also when me sell. They outbeat your stocks any day. And guess what? Me say even this one that a client gave me, when I went in there, me look on the house, me said, Jesus, peace, it was an inheritance. The place mash up, it mash up. She left it locked up. I know you leave house lock up all and everything I got in there. So I me say, oh, me go get somebody to buy this to it. One of the back to it, friend. Well, let me tell you something. I found a man rent that place for 2 years. He was supposed to rent and buy. But in the final, he rent the place same way. In the final analysis, he couldn't buy it. And me tell her the same thing, me never have one for sell it. The woman did nothing to the place. The man who lived there never do nothing to it neither. So they can't stay there. No tile on the floor, nothing at all, run on the back, everything. When the tide rises, all boats rise. So your boat is a piece of real estate. And no matter where it anchor on the shore, once the tide rise, all boats are going to rise. And that is real estate, right? But in stocks, no matter how things are go up, that look good, that look pretty, it's not all stocks will rise. Some are going down the same way. Every day there's a stock market. Oh, 50 went up and 40 went traded firm and 50 went down. You never one day you say all of them go. So you can buy the worst real estate. You make me sell you the worst real estate. I can't guarantee you, say me sell you the worst piece of real estate. Up to this day, people are calm about a place. Today, somebody will calm about it. I remember we had a place at Ellen Street selling for 4 million. It had a grave on it. Sorry, I never buy it. To this day, people are calm about the Ellen Street. I could have roll it up and sell it for 10 million now. I kid you not, with the grave same way. Never have to do nothing. Never have no roof, it never have nothing. Those of you following me a long time know that Ellen Street property. People calm about the property almost every week. Worse. Because we're in real estate, we have seen some serious properties when I said, why do you know this? I'm going to sell, I want to buy this. And trust me, every property have a buyer. And if you are the buyer, within 1 year, a next buyer will roll up and you can't sell it. Yeah. There is no stocks we can beat it. Them say crypto could have beat it, but here what now? You needed to have your $1,000 US to get in a crypto, and every day you're afraid. Is this algorithm going to drop out of the sky? People that will control this. Where is this thing? Where is it? Where is it in the cloud? You don't know, but at least you know where a piece of land there, a piece of house there. You can go there every day. You know what that is.
And not only that, I like the fact that real estate is old. It's a tried, tested generation. People not really going to war for stocks, but they'll go to war for real estate.
Look on Buckingham Palace. How old do you think Buckingham Palace is? How old do you think it is? How old was the Queen Elizabeth, when she came to the throne? How old she was? How much real estate did she inherit from her fathers, forefathers, and all these things? How much real estate is in her legacy, passing down to her sons or grandchildren and so on, and their grandchildren and so on? How much? You see, what poor people don't understand. And I heard it in a quote since week. I was listening to some of these things talking, these podcasts, and the speaker said, if you're born to a poor family, make sure when you leave in, you leave a rich family. Yeah? If you're born to a poor family, make sure when you leave this earth, the family where you bring here, make sure you leave them rich, not left them poor. Right? And I'm here to tell you, with all the stocks and everything you want to love to talk about. So I don't even know why you chase that to chase for God. You have to live for what God make. You learn that in the Bible. The first verse in the Bible say what? Somebody tell, go and look for it and read it. In the beginning, I'm not going to say it. I know somebody have them Bible right beside them. is because as a country, your foreparents don't teach you about land. If you are paying attention to your foreparents, you would have realized, say, them have a land title, them tie that up under them mattress, them protect it, them keep it dear, because they know the value of owning the real estate. Back in the day, if you never owned real estate, it was just a peasant, right? It was the landlords who had all the power, and that brings me to the court. So,
You found it?
now still not find peace there, but now I make the connection. So Marcus Garvey did say, a people without the knowledge of their past history. So most Jamaicans don't know their past history. Their origin and the culture is like a tree without roots. You only know the culture when them teach you, but did you go deeper and find out the real culture? We love to talk about come from Africa. Did you know what the people in Africa were doing before they were brought here? Do you know? I did a piece earlier too in one of these presentations where I read it and I understood now why is it that Jamaicans tend to have that kind of dispensation, right? You only reading things when I'm put in front of you in a big film book. Now the idea of land ownership is essential to independence. Our independence is gonna be August 6th and emancipation is August 1. Can you be truly independent? Can you be truly emancipated if you don't own a piece of land? How can you if your family doesn't own a piece of land? The book, The Richest Man in Babylon, teaches us that, right? To be truly independent, you must own land. For without land, you have no foundation, no power, no freedom. It never said to be truly independent, you must own stocks and bonds. Never said that. And remember, who made the land? Them tell me it. First verse of the Bible. Oh, nobody never tell me it, man. What's going on? Oh, yes. Monica. Thank you, Monica. In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. So if the earth was important, he wouldn't create it first, next half of heaven. Would he? No, he wouldn't. So it teaches you. The land is the sustenance of all life form, including yours. It is the sustenance of all life form. Without it, you will and must perish. Everything that you use come from the land. The garment here, a cotton tree. Even my glasses, right? The plane, the car, everything I make out of aluminum come from bauxite. This some having in my ears come from some mineral in the ground. The food that you eat, there are so many things, the paper that you use, everything come from the land. The chip we put in your phone and all these things come from the land. The house where you build come from the land. The limestone, the gravel, the sand, the cement we make where you use, it make from the land. So if you know all of that, so why you spend your time at chase down stocks and bonds? Don't it make sense? You're not listening to your history. You're not paying attention to your teachings and to your roots. You're not learning from your forefathers. You're not looking at the history to see that all of them war that we are fight right now and from time immemorial has been over land. What I tell you, the land is so important that people willing to fight for it. But in Jamaica, we don't need to fight for land because we can go buy our land, right? You can have ownership in your land with your title, with your name on it. So in the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. Cynthia says, those who don't know their history are destined to repeat it. Yes. You don't know what is going on. You're going to repeat the same nonsense. You're not going to come out of the cycle. And if you keep looking to the politician, to your boss, to everybody else under the sun but yourself, you hear me tell you something, I learn to pat myself on my back. Nobody now gonna do that for me. I learn to congratulate myself. I say, Claudia, well done. I learn to do that. I say, Claudia, Thank you for doing this. Me learn to do that. Me not wait for other people to tell me thanks. Not waiting. Me I do that for myself. Because me and me alone can do certain things. You notice when you're born, you better learn how to eat food. When you're born. On your own. You better learn how to defecate. On your own. There are some things you must do on your own. So those persons who looking for people for, oh, she never giving no encouragement. Why? Them just dissuade me from by the house. Them not even encourage. When are you care the people let me know. People that when I encourage you. Are you carry them with you? I know you have to talk about them to encourage you.
That's why some people buy them property in secret, you know.
Yeah, I don't, but I tell
Can
you.
you naysayers?
So guys, learn to pat yourself on the back. Tell yourself thank you. Congratulate yourself. When you do something, like I'm in this painting class now, I said, boy, I can't draw, but I force myself. And I did. Do a little drawing, a little painting.
But it looked good, mommy.
But I tell you, I'm going to congratulate myself. I said, Claudia, you did well today.
How many persons in your class?
About 10, 12. It's a seniors class for seniors to learn art and, you know, nice little relaxation for me. So it's on a Tuesday, so I'll be there Tuesday.
Dancehall says, I live overseas, bought my first property already, didn't use NHT. Now I'm in the process of buying land. If I contribute to NHT, I will get the 11 million for building on land. How does it work?
Where you bought the property? Overseas or here? So like you buy it here because you say you never use NHT. You can get it to help you finish a house. So let us say you start the house that you build. But you think you're gonna get 5 million. You might get only the 5 million.
10 plus. 7 plus.
7 plus. Email NHT or ask them. Don't tell them you live overseas though. And them don't need to know that. But you must be a contributor to the trust. Are you contributing to the trust? If you're not contributing, you can't get the loan. And if you live overseas and you want to contribute, you're gonna wait 2 years.
So I'm trying to understand. I guess you have to ask the trust. If you live overseas and you buy your house overseas, does it still make sense to contribute to the NHT here?
Yeah, if you want to buy a house here.
Or if you want to buy a house here?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
They're not penalizing for owning a house for it.
Oh, okay.
Them can't even check if you own a house for it. But you're contributing to trust 2 years, so you're entitled to the loan.
Okay.
But the caveat to that is that you must own a house in Jamaica.
Okay.
But you can't own land, you know. You can't own land. But you're gonna get a difference.
Mm-hmm. Also, if I'm paying my NHT, do I have to pay the rest of the taxes?
Yes. Do you?
Not if you're
Not if you're voluntary, no.
If you're a citizen.
If you're a citizen of overseas, you don't have to pay the rest of taxes. But if you're a Jamaican living overseas, working in a temporary position, I forget what the visa name. What's the visa called? Those people who work on ships, or you're a farm worker, and so on. Those persons are Jamaicans working overseas. Remember, I said Jamaicans. They're Jamaicans working overseas. And they must pay them taxes in Jamaica. So those persons are to sign up as self-employed and pay the taxes. All the taxes. All meaning depending on if you're above the threshold or below, right? So if you're below the threshold, you only pay NIS, NHG, and education. Above the threshold, you add income tax to that. Sorry.
Oh, no more questions?
You have any questions from TikTok? Oh, by the way, everybody, now I know I have a TikTok account, so you can go over there and subscribe. Not subscribe, sorry. You can go over there and follow. But TikTok is a quick way for me to get out stuff. So I may even put out our property, it may reach TikTok before it reach YouTube, right? So those of you looking to buy or you just want to keep up quickly with what I have selling, follow me on the TikTok account. You have any questions? Question. Sharika. Hi, Sharika. Quick questions. How to protect property using a trust in Jamaica? I'm understanding will may not be the best bet. Person's always asking about this trust question. There's a little trickiness with the trust question. You can set up a document called a trust. And then apparently you can lodge that document to the NLA and they will try to. So like suppose you send a trust. Property at 1 South Road must not be sold. They will add that document to whatever it is they have on 1 South Road and I'm going to put on your title. But they will add it to it and then any dealings coming in, they will say to the person, no, this property have a trust document that says 1 South Road must not be sold. But why the will is kind of shaky is that because will has to go through a probate, first thing. Second thing, you might have a will, you don't give it to anybody, so nobody knows what's in this will. And then somebody else produce a will and say this is your will. You can have 2, 3, 4 wills coming up, as I've known happen to persons.
Okay.
So your sister produce a will, the nephew produce a will, and that one produce a will.
So there's no government place to lodge wills?
No, there isn't.
Or lodge it like an NLA or something, and then that copy is the true copy?
No. Usually you have to put your will with your lawyer. But then who said the lawyer got outlive you? So now you have to go choose a big firm, like maybe a Myers Fletcher and God who has been around for a while. That can do up this trust document or can do the will and have it to say X, Y, and Z. You worry about, like when I had set up a will when Tony was small. And I think I had used at the time, is either Scotia or NCB, I'm trying to remember. But the banks, some banks have a section that handles trust and wills. Call up the bigger banks and find out if they still have that. There should also be a legislation that deals with trust, you know. What's it called? What's it called? When I was doing the research for it, I came across it. I was also to read it, but I never read it. But the first thing you set up a trust document. Trust legislation in Jamaica. Trust law in Jamaica. There is a
That's all says, she will ask NHT, I am a citizen.
right. Email them. wecare@nht.gov.jm. You're a citizen, but it don't mean you're not a citizen of Jamaica. Get back a Jamaican passport. In whom we trust. So, declarations of trust. Type declarations of trust. So, NLA says recording a trust against a certificate of title. So, I want to bring this up, document up to the screen. The Registrar of Titles Act prohibits the Registrar of Titles from recording a trust on the face of a certificate of title, regardless of whether the trust is express, implied, or a constructive trust. It is important to note that executors and administrators are in fact trustees of the estate of the deceased. The registrar will note on the title the transmission of the estate from the deceased to the personal representative where a transmission application is submitted. Where a new certificate of title is issued in the name of the personal representative of the deceased owner, their capacity will not be evident on the face of the title. However, for the purposes of any dealings therewith, the provisions of the Act Declaration of Trust. See down the bottom. Scroll right there. This one. Procedure as to trust. Where land is transferred to an individual to hold on trust for the benefit of others, the individual should execute a declaration of trust and deposit it with the registrar of titles for safekeeping and references. Right? The registrar will protect the declaration of trust by lodging a registrar's caveat against the title as notice of the existence of the trust, and where necessary to ensure that the registered owner deals with the title only in accordance with the terms of the trust. So the terms of the trust may state that this land is not to be sold. So as it says, you write up a document and you lodge it with the titles office, and they will issue a caveat, put a caveat on the property, right? The trust document should be appropriately stamped, so stamp at the stamp office, and should set out the details of the trust. Any subsequent dealing will require proof that such dealing is in accordance with any specific term of the trust. Fee number 22 is applicable. You do not need a duplicate certificate of title to lodge a declaration of trust, as no entry is made on the certificate of title. What them don't address it, what happens if there's a loan on the property? There's a lien on the property, maybe you can't put it on a declaration of trust, because the bank would have a lien. But if you have a property free and clear, you should be able to do it. So Sharika, you're going to have to go find a declaration of trust document. Do that document off, get it stamped at the stamp office. They're going to lodge it in the titles office. You don't need your title to take to the titles office, but I would imagine the property would need to be free and clear.
No, she can ask them.
Yeah, ask them. You can NLA have a pretty good chat. So tomorrow you can go in the chat and ask them. They have a pretty good chat.
But what kind of information she putting in the trust?
The property and who are the trustees, who are the beneficiaries. So let's take us. I might set up a trust. The beneficiaries are not for my grandchildren. But you, Rachel, and them father and anybody else, and them a friend them, would be the trustees.
I'm trying to see if you having a loan on the property, how does it affect any of that?
Because you might say this property is not for sale, but the bank have a loan. Whose the mortgage don't pay.
Yeah.
But if you die,
yeah, because I'm thinking like if you left that same instructions in the will, for argument's sake, this only come into play after you've passed, so the loan would have dissolved.
Normally it can come into play in life. You can have a living trust.
Oh.
You can have a living trust. Suppose one of the trustees who may put for the document decides that they want to sell the place. So now they've not just 10 and 11, but they have ultimate control depending on what I put in the trust. You understand? So I really would put in a trust. No sale of these properties can be considered until the beneficiaries reach the age of 30 and maybe are part of the trust.
Yeah.
Another thing I thought to consider, because I have grandsons, and I get a little tricky. I have grandsons, but not granddaughters yet. So the bloodline may get mixed with the DNA. So let us say somebody targets Zana Zeven now. Have a baby for Zana Zeven. But it's not Zana Zeven's kids. So really and truly they should not benefit from the trust because they are not a direct descendant of me.
Yeah, well, wouldn't they have just done a paternity? like
kind of paternity.
to say whether or not it's Xander or Xavier's child.
But that has to be in the trust. It has to be written there. If it's not written, and Xander and Xavier take care of these children till them reach the majority age, you cannot now go before a court and say it's not your child.
Oh, so
you understand what I'm saying? They may even throw the DNA evidence because these kids have grown up and you have keep on care and them come to know you as their mother and father.
Okay.
You understand? So a judge may not rule in your favor of in disinheriting those kids. Guys, that's something to consider too, right? So if you really do have a lot of stuff to leave, then you have to consider, do I want this only to be of my bloodline?
So why don't you form a company?
To do what? Ultimately, the trust of a company because you got step money and funds for deposit and
yeah, but I mean, form a company and transfer the properties to the company.
Because the transfer properties cost you 2%. It costs money for transfer properties. Imagine you have a property, an estate value 100 million, you have a transfer property 2%. It costs money.
All right, I have a question.
What's the question? You mean a TikTok question?
Question. Housing Trust tells you they're giving you 11 million, and when you submit your salary, they say you can only get 5 million. Why is that?
Remember that the benefit of the loan is dependent on how much you can afford. Just like if you went to the bank, they're doing what they call a debt service ratio. Debt service ratio for the bank, so I think it's 50%. So what they're saying, if you're earning $100, you can only pay a loan of $50, right? So if you're earning $100,000 a month, your loans must not be more than $50,000 for the month. But maybe based on your age and all of that, when they check it up, this mortgage is going to be $80,000 for the month. So they can't give you the 11 million. They have to give you what your income can afford. And they're saying your income, based on your income, your salary, can only give you a $5 million loan.
Question. How do you go about applying? I'm 66 years old. Do I still have a chance to apply for NHD?
You can apply, just that your monthly payments may be high. But yes, you can apply. And you can also go after the grant. So if your income is low, you can go after the grant. Home grant of 3.5.
But she's 66. I thought NHD could help at 65.
If she can pay the loan, they'll give the loan. Just so she get a 3-year loan.
Oh, okay.
She's 60 how much?
6.
She get a 4-year loan. They go up to age 70.
Okay. Good morning. My mom is 80 years old now, still alive. She has lots of points in NHD. Can I get her points to go with my points to build a house?
And if she doesn't use a point system again for open market like building a house. And if she's 80, it means she's not contributing to the trust, correct? Because she would have passed retirement age and everything. You have to be a current contributor to the trust. Most you can ask for is a contribution refund.
For her mother?
Yeah, let your mother apply for your full contribution refunds.
I'm a United Kingdom citizen. How do I contribute to NHD? I would like to retire in Jamaica.
Are you Jamaican? She's a UK. Were you born in Jamaica? I think you have to be a Jamaican. Hold on. On a voluntary contribution, any citizen can apply?
Yeah, I think you need to be Jamaican.
Do you have to be Jamaican?
I think you need to be Jamaican.
Who can I ask? Ask Google. Does NHD have an FAQ on voluntary?
It does. Very small one, but there is one.
Do I need to be Jamaican? I don't think so, no. That's why it's a voluntary. I don't think so. But if you're a voluntary contributor and you just start, you're gonna wait 2 years. You sure you want to wait 2 years? Maybe you should just ask me to get it pre-approved for a loan. 2 years from now, every property is gonna go up. Remember when the tide rises, all boats rise.
An overseas voluntary contributor is any person who resides outside of Jamaica and is a permanent resident or citizen of that country, or the holder of a valid residency card in any country other than Jamaica, who is not required by law to contribute to NHD. Such a person can make an application to contribute to the NHD voluntarily. So I guess you don't need to be
You
Jamaican.
don't need to be Jamaican, it's all like. Any person who resides outside of Jamaica and is a permanent resident or citizen of that country, any country but Jamaica.
Mhm.
So it sounds like you can contribute voluntarily as a UK citizen, as a Canadian citizen, any citizen, Dubai citizen, anybody. But you have to contribute for 2 years, all right?
I wonder why
And they're going to take 3% of your gross pay monthly.
I'm wondering, with Jamaica open purchase policy, why would you contribute to the NHD for 2 years?
I'm wondering the same, maybe because you want a 5% loan. But I don't know if you want to wait 2 years. If you're waiting 2 years to get a loan, it's going to go. Unless you're buying a piece of land. So let's say, all right, I'm going to buy a piece of land from Riversted or Ecostate.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not going to be ready to build for 2 years anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So in that case, you have the land, you contribute to NHD.
Mm-hmm.
And then when the time comes, you get the 11 million.
Okay.
To build. But you must have some time frame waiting on. But if it is you're going to buy a house, I don't think you should wait. You should just get your loan to buy a house.
Yes.
You understand?
Yeah.
Because you own your land, so even though the land value is going up, you already own the land.
Mm-hmm.
So you're just sitting on it, so you're not in any worse position because you own the land already from 2 years before. You understand? So in that case, I would say yes, contribute to NHD because you're going now will have the benefit of getting the land loan. I remember the 3% that you're paying is actually a contribution. So it is your money. After 7 years, you start getting that back. And after 7 years, you can just say, put it to my principal, put it to my principal. Every year you say that, put it to my principal. And it cancels down the loan quicker. So yes, in that situation, I would say yes. But for those of you who don't want to build and you want to buy, just let me pre-approve you for a loan and you buy. So
Okay.
question.
Final one. I don't have a job that pays that tax, but want to join the trust. How can I do so and still benefit in good timing?
You're overseas or local.
Okay.
You don't have a job that pay that tax, so you need to register as self-employed, and then you would be qualified after 1 year. Register as self-employed. Go down to Crossroads, HAJ building, in Crossroads on the downstairs. Let them know what kind of work you do, how much you earn per month. They will register you and they will tell you how much to pay monthly or quarterly. You pay that solid for 1 year. Or some persons just pay the whole year, so them don't have to keep remembering. And then you go. All right. Any more questions? Look like I can get off early, Tony. Finish the exam.
Somebody's voicing a complaint more than a question. Let me see if I can understand what they're saying. She says,
Oh, those of you who are, this is not on this is our TikTok account. So remember, you can go over there and and follow us on TikTok as well. All right.
So the person says, apply for the house, and they tell you that you have to come up with 700,000 before you get the house. And after you get 35 years to pay it off, if you miss a 1 year payment within the 35 year, that house is not yours again. What can go so?
You miss a 1 year payment, a whole year payment. Are you reading that correctly? No, we can't see so far. So
Apply for the house, and they tell you that you need to come up with 700,000 before you get the house. And after you get 35 years to pay it off, plus if you miss a 1 year payment within the 35 year, that house is not yours again. What can go so?
yeah, that's because with all loan accounts for property, you don't pay a mortgage. If you're outstanding 90 days or more, they are going to auction that house. That's just that's in your fine print though. You apparently never read it, but that's in the document that you sign. If you miss 3 months, yes, they're going to auction the property and sell it because the bank wants to get their interest payment. So you have to pay every month.
NHG wants to get their interest payment.
But then she operate like a bank. That is a loan they give you just the same. So all loan contracts have it. It's called what is it called?
So why don't they just call it National Housing Bank? I think the word trust is fooling people.
Yeah.
Oh, someone is asking a question. I see a lot of new faces on this today.
Mm-hmm.
Tina A, how long does it take?
To do what?
Tina, how long does what take? To qualify as voluntary contributor? 2 years. Carol is asking, if your family has occupied and paid land tax for more than 60 years and now discovered that another person is named as owner.
Discover? I mean discover. Land tax don't mean you own the property.
That another person is named as owner. Can you get it changed to reflect your information as owner?
You mean on the property tax? That's not on a title, is it? When you go and pay the tax, you can always put your name on it. That you paid the tax. But I don't think you can shift that person name like that. But there's a section that says who pays the tax. But just paying the tax don't mean you own the land. You have to try and go and get a title for the property in your name. Or your brother and sister, whoever name.
Cynthia's asking, what's the latest update for Norway? Not sure if someone had asked before.
No, nobody asked me before, Cynthia. Norwich, no, we're in the process of applying for a loan. That's where we are. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. And at the same time, looking at contractor.
Developer's loan.
Yeah, development loan. Yeah.
Tiana says, how long does it take the loan to register on the title?
Once the bank submitted to NLA within a week or two.
All right, that's usually 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Carlene says, 1 year you don't pay. Where I live, if you don't pay 1 month mortgage, foreclosure notice coming in your mailbox.
Foreclosure. Well, you want to reach foreclosure, but I'm going to reach auction and private treaty after 3 months. Jamaica's pretty lenient with that.
Mm-hmm.
But if you can't pay a mortgage, rent out a room, no man. Draw up yourself or go live with family and rent out the place and pay the mortgage till you can sort out yourself again.
This person's voicing a frustration on TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
I used to work at hotels and I signed up and didn't get through. They give upper class people and take our points. I don't look at NHT anymore. Oh no.
Oh no. But you can buy in the open market. Stop thinking of NHT with this points thing. NHT abandoned point system long time. They only use it for their scheme units. But they don't use it when you're applying on the open market.
Right. I do think there's still a cross section of society that doesn't understand that there's an open market.
Yeah.
I think they
Go
just,
and look your house and then go get your loan. You don't need to wait on an NHT scheme, guys. Don't wait on an NHT scheme. By the time you wait for them the scheme, boy, man. They need to wait for them the scheme. Poor me. You can't wait for an NHT scheme. Matter of fact, when I was buying my first house in Spanish Town in 1989, NHT told me I never have enough points. Couldn't even get the loan anyway. So, them done the point system for open market though. You can just walk in now and get the loan. Once you qualify, of course. You have any more questions? Look like we're signing off at 4:30. You have any more questions? A family member got verbal permission from a friend to live and care of a house. Person live overseas. Family members lived in the house rent-free over 15 years was served notice to quit. So on to that, Sharika. What's the question? Family member got verbal permission from a friend to live and care of a house. From a friend or the owner. Person lives overseas. Family member lived in the house rent-free for over 15 years and was served notice to quit.
But I mean, I think 15 years in a house is enough time. Should I buy your own house or move out long time?
She never asked a question.
Yeah.
What's the question?
He doesn't want to create issues, however, want to know what options are available to him.
Move out.
You mean the person who's living in the house or the person who's from overseas?
The person living in the house free for 15 years.
That was an opportunity, a golden egg.
Yeah. That is the person asking me about what it is that they're to do. If the person come out now and want their property, then the sensible thing to do is to move out.
Yeah. I mean, you've been keeping and care the house for 15 years rent free.
I know me that buy 10 house. I keep you not, gang. You live in a free house for 15 years. Trust me, I have at least 5 to 10 house out of that.
Right. The friend, I mean, your rent is usually the biggest you and pay next door mortgage.
Mm-hmm. The friend is the owner, so your friend is the owner. And told the person they can live there and keep on care. Yeah. So they should move out now that the person come back and want them out.
Give them the notice. If they don't leave by the notice, send it to the
Go to the courthouse and get a summons for them to leave. By summons time them don't leave, you go to court and get an eviction order.
Yeah, 15 years, that was enough time.
Yeah, that's enough time. Now don't the judge go and be lenient to you on that. What the person should have done though was do a written agreement. A written agreement to say that you're a tenant and you pay $1,000 a year. Do a written agreement. Because 15 years you don't want to come out. No, you come on that. If I borrow a loan when JN asks me to wire transfer for closing, will they want proof of funds? And if they found out it's a loan, can that forfeit the mortgage? The answer on entertainment, I don't understand the question.
Read the rest of it.
Oh, you mean you take a loan when them ask you for the money for the closing? Will they want proof of funds? And if they found out it's a loan, can that forfeit the mortgage? Only if them find out, but them shouldn't find out. Because you would have given them a credit report already before you did that loan, hopefully.
I don't get it.
The only thing it might affect is how much they would have loaned you if it shows up on your credit report.
Right, it would have reduced
It would have reduced how much you could
the coverage.
Yeah. But it sounds like you're gone through already, so you should be good. Just pay your mortgage.
And don't be late.
And don't be late. Just pay your mortgage. Jane like when you're late, so make sure the money not count to them can just take it like clockwork. Boom, boom, boom. What options are available to him? Ask the person to leave. You have to go serve a notice even though they're not a tenant. That's what
He doesn't want to create issues. The why? Because the person's a friend,
family member.
or his family member.
But he doesn't want to create issues over him own house. Is that what you're saying?
You must create issues over your own house. It's your house. And the family member in there are draw a bench for 15 years. Them themselves never know, so them should come out to the house and go buy them own place.
I don't understand.
So I can't understand family members,
I would have 3 house out there collect rent long time.
Yeah. So when it's said time to leave, you have one for going out.
Me have one for going out. And me have 2 more for rent. Me have 2 more rented. Come on, guys, and I get golden ticket.
I hate to say this, but you really can't put family in your house,
No,
you really just have to find an unknown tenant, charge them the money, and then give them the notice if they mess up. You just can't put family in your house like that.
It's a own entitlement.
Yeah.
If you have family in your house, it's your real family, not a relative. So like Tony, Rachel, by extensions, and Xavier, they're my family. So yes, me will put them in any house of me own, free of charge. Want to live your life, dada.
Yeah, but at some point you should charge us rent now, woman. Like if you are overseas and we in your house,
why?
You should charge us a little rent and a little contract. I say X.
Why?
You pay the $1,000, even if it's minimal.
But why?
And say X, Y, Z.
Why? What's the rationale? What's the reason behind that?
Me and you grow up good, but not every parent and child grow up good.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, at the end of the day, this property is your inheritance. No matter whichever way more.
Yes, mom. Yeah, it's the inheritance.
Yeah.
But not every family lives so good. Sometimes it's 5 children and it's 1 child in the house. Remember we saw that?
Yeah, but
article?
it does not stop the other 4 from going there to live and enjoy them inheritance. They're the ones who choose not to be there. You choose not to go and enjoy inheritance. You notice in a Buckingham Palace, everybody live there, or everybody live in a house belonging to the family.
I know. It's so funny you should say this. Like, I have a friend of a friend who has a 4-bedroom house. Mom and dad is in one room. One sister came home, right? Then she got a child, and she wanted to put her child in another bedroom that would have been her sister or her brother's bedroom. And the mother said, no, your inheritance is your room and the use of the common area.
Yeah.
You and your child must stay in your room.
Same way. And we know why you come take over.
And so that if your brother or sister decide to come, their room is there. The mother was like, that is why I built a 4-bedroom house.
Same way. Same way.
I was like,
because
so funny.
some people don't know them boundaries.
It's like so funny.
Same way. Same way. But I wouldn't charge rent. What I would say is control the utilities, which I do say. Control the utilities, because I really don't think I should pay utilities for grown people, right? But if it is, plus we already live in a mortgage-free house, so I don't want to charge any rent because I'm not even paying a mortgage. But I would certainly say, which is what we do in our family. Guys, you control the utilities, and you also control the food. So make sure you want some food. I'm gonna buy not a road some food in this fridge and cars. And nobody said, Mom, don't drink the milk. Mom, you can't eat the sardine. Don't bother with that rubbish. Make sure some food in the fridge.
You're good because you make sure you're not going to cook anything. So you just wait till it reaches the stove. And then you say, share me a plate.
Share me a plate, yeah. You understand? So like, no, Sunday I go downstairs, share me a plate. You have to understand the dynamics with your family versus your relative. Now, if you can afford it, gosh, Tony, forget putting phone on silent. So, if you can afford it, then you may house a relative in a house that you own, like what we do. That's because we can afford it, right? Right, Tony? We can afford it. You're not gonna be mean and stingy and say no.
But if it's your one house and you're overseas and you need to come back for it, then I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, if it's your one house, so you're gonna live in it, guys. Come on, you have to have better sense than that. You have to have better sense.
And you have to know your dynamics with your relative too.
Yeah, you have to. I
make them understand the situation. Like, there really needs to be a conversation, and I want a recorded conversation and say, look, I'm overseas. The house is here. I know you need a place to stay. You can live here for now, but organize yourself because eventually I'm coming back for my house.
Yeah.
You have to tell them straight.
You have to tell them straight. And what they don't understand is that chances are you're paying a mortgage for your place.
Yeah.
And them living there free. You understand? So guys, that happened to my father. He actually bought a house and put relatives there. Never paid the mortgage. Eventually lose his house.
Oh no.
So you have to understand the dynamics and treat your property like an asset. That's what happens when you don't treat it like an asset. You never treat it like an asset. So if it is that you can afford to house them, then yes, you do it. You're not gonna be hard and stingy and mean or whatever.
And not burdening you.
And not burden. It's not a burden. Like for us, it's not a burden. But if it's your one house, as Tony said now, can't do it. You just can't do it. So it's not that you know Russell or Fred and no Sharika.
And not only that too, you must know the family that you're putting in the place. Because it's not
with your sons.
It's not know your family. Like you know the people. You know how your family members are. Because you grow up with them and stuff like that. So if you know it's a type of person you can put in the house and can take care of it and everything crisp and fine. But certain family members you can't do that. You give them an inch, they're gonna take a mile.
Like I know the grandson I must not put in no house and tell him say a female.
I know.
Nobody else not gonna live there. Trust me.
Like I lend him my phone. And every time he borrows the phone, he says, "This is my phone." And I have to say, "This is Auntie Tony's phone. And she's lending you to watch cartoons right now. At the end of the day, you need to return it to Auntie Tony." I have to be very clear.
I never say.
And I have to say it religiously.
Every time. Because once he takes it from me, he said, "This is mine. This is mine." If I say, "No, this is grandma's." Be very clear.
You have to be very clear.
Yeah. So I know which grandson now me I go say no, listen now. The little one I make sure so I not tell him say this a female him for himself. Do not even make him think it. He have to understand say him have to share with his mother and father and brother and sister and everybody and his cousin name him have to share.
Yeah, share it.
So you know the dynamics of the person you're dealing with. From them little bit you know.
Yeah.
You know who gonna get little bit of trouble and who love command up things. No, we find it funny now, but that's gonna go right through
adulthood.
Yeah, so I know who to. So if I really want something protected, I know who to put in charge of it. Because he will protect it down to the end, you know. Now I get it.
Defend it too.
Yeah, and defend it. It is like the Queen Elizabeth. Yeah, now I get no time or half time so easy. Even today, mother, Bigfoot eating. And I said, "Give me one a Bigfoot. Give me one when bite already." I said, "No." I said, "Give me a new one." You know, so the boy, take the Bigfoot bomb from me. Put the Bigfoot in their mouth and walk away. Like him not, and this is a 3-year-old me talking. Like him not understand what me saying. I mean, his mother was there and she said, "Zaven, please can you give grandma a Bigfoot, one of your cheese strips?" And him turn around and him smile. Well, I know the man from him, you know. Boga turn around and him smile. And then him shrug me off again. She had to repeat it a second time. And then he took out a new one and give me. And I'm nurse. I don't know what I do that the pit today. I don't know what I do the pit. The pit walk well if me because I don't want the one we meet already and him nah give me a new one. I better demand that. And then poor little Xander, you know Xander now go test him. So you have to put structures in place.
Test him, man.
Only if he's passionate. He have to be passionate about it. If I don't care about it, him not gonna test him. And when it belongs to him, not gonna test him. So guys, Sarika, I'm gonna create some ruffle some feathers.
Yeah, man, you have to.
Option available to him, try to take it through a regular process. You really should only give a tenant a notice to quit. But give him a letter first, ask him to leave, you need the property for use.
But the thing, you have to give your family a written notice to quit.
Or you can help the person find somewhere to live, right? I borrow a loan when Jen. Oh, read this already.
I think you're at the end now.
Right there. Monica so live rent free for so many years and don't have a house. Insanity.
Insanity, Monica.
You can lose your property that way. Your will be extremely high risk to let somebody live in your property for so long. You can lose it, man. And you can't bet say Matic no one can own the place, you know. The nerve.
That's usually the first thing they think
coming in their brain. Oh, them can't keep the place.
Before them come out of the place.
Procedure to claim ownership on a home being occupied over 20 years. The downside is that the landlord is now deceased. However, an unknown relative has come to receive rent with no legal documents. Well, you can either pay the rent or you go and go get adverse possession. The problem is procedure to claim ownership on a home being occupied. Do you occupy it? Were you paying rent? You can't claim a house under adverse possession if you were put in there paying rent. Understand? If you are put in there as a tenant, you can't adverse possess. You can only adverse possess if you're going to go squat for 12 years. But if somebody put you in there, understand? With no legal documentation.
Or like maybe a will or something.
So who are you paying the rent to? That person don't have a child.
The landlord, but the landlord is
deceased. Yeah, but the landlord never had any kids. Or wife or anything. So what about children, family that will steal the house away from you because you let them stay there for years free?
Children?
What do you mean steal it away from you? What that mean? I feed them house anyway, the inheritance.
She said family too.
Family, you just don't let family near your property like that. And you want them not to steal it from you, have a little mortgage on it.
Mommy, they have occupancy.
No, if the mortgage on it, them can't get it. Can't get it. Because the bank at first lien. The titles office, everybody just got to fling that through the door.
But I think we'll be talking about like maybe they're not going to legally steal it from you, but they're going to just run you away from your owner place.
If them do that, you stop pay the mortgage and make the bank sell it. I kid you not.
Who got a case like that?
Yeah, you just stop pay the mortgage and make the bank move in and sell it. But always try to have a lien on your properties. That is a surefire way to save it from any squatter or anything.
Any form of adverse
possession. Yeah. I'm not out the gate yet with the sale. I just want to know if the bank will find out that I take a loan to pay for closing. I'm not gonna find out. Not if them are gonna find out if them run your credit report again.
Yeah, which they're probably not going to.
Which they're probably not going to. Yeah. Them run it again, they may find out. Sunday, so calling back. All right. Yeah. Only if them run it again, they may find out. Because if you take a loan overseas or even here, the thing goes on your credit report so fast, it's amazing. You take the loan today, and by tomorrow the credit report will show up.
Kevon says, "Good afternoon, ladies." Hi, Kevon.
But what's the question? No question, Kevon. Oh, we know Kevon. Hi, Kevon. Kevon, our client.
Oh.
Hi, Kevon. Good to see you.
Good to see new faces on today.
Yeah, good to see you. Good to see you. Guys, remember to follow me on TikTok. Go right over there on TikTok and follow.
She's at Claudia Davis Jamaica. That's the handle.
That boring, just Claudia Davis Jamaica.
You don't need anything else. What else would you want to say?
I'm nice, Miss D Jamaica. But Claudia Davis is fine. Easy for you to find. Claudia Davis Jamaica. Go on to TikTok, follow. Because we tend to be putting all the TikTok things faster now. We're trying to. Tony said easier for edit. What you say? Yes?
Well, it's easier because it's 1 minute.
Oh. Yeah,
right now.
1 minute to 3 minutes. Yeah.
You know, the YouTube tends to be longer.
All right, everybody. So we can sign off early. Real estate is where you want to be. That's the house you want. Real estate is the house that you want to carry you through to make it in a life. And as I tell you, say, if you're born poor, you're born poor. Your only way out of this is to sign up your NHT, pay a little dividends, go take the loan and buy a house. If you're born poor, the body now gonna left the house give. You're not living in a free house, nothing, you're just born poor.
Yeah, and it's the quotes that you said this week. It's the first step to getting yourself out of the poverty.
It has to be.
Yeah.
No business now gonna do it. No only by education where this 10 degree where these Jamaican women love to chase. Now gonna do it. You get a little 1 degree or a 5 level or a subject, you get a little first job. After 1-2 years, make sure you save up your money. Then you buy a house where the 9 million can buy. Or you buy a piece of land like one of them land where I sell a whole lot for 6 million. Whole lot of base, sorry. Whole lot of road, sorry, for 6 million. You buy one of those, build a little house, and watch the price rise and your mortgage stay the same. So whereas the rent man increase the rent 7.5% every year, your mortgage are gonna be the same right through the mortgage. Might get a little increase. I know this J and them love raise interest rate, you know. But now I got to a big leak where like where your mortgage, like where your landlord are gonna do every year. Right? And then every 5 or so year, the more on the place, you have to find somewhere else to live and all these things. You can't plant little flowers, you can't, and not because of your place. Right? And you're afraid to landlord of family abroad and the daughter they abroad and the daughter will come now and this and that and oh my gosh. And then when the landlord dies, ha ha ha, you're out of luck.
Happened right
Yeah,
there.
you're out of luck. Come on.
Not only that too, the landlord dies and you're paying 50,000. Daughter inherits. She's not gonna say continue paying
50,000, yeah. Pay the 100,000 are you out.
Yeah, I know. Right?
She don't even know you. So guys, you have to understand that the real estate, if you're born poor, is the only thing. When I bought my first house, I keep telling people 200,000 escalation. That was 1989. And by 1995, the house value $1 million. We turn instant millionaire.
I keep thinking that you bought a house for 200,000. It's like mind
blowing.
And it's in the same lifetime.
You know, but it is still expensive for me. I'm barely could have paid the mortgage. Every month Victoria Mutual used to come and knock. I see him 90 days thing that did reach me now. But me did smart. What me do is me start my buy and sell and me start back up money. When December come, I'm gonna get company I was with very good. Island Life used to give us bonus every December. I used to just give Victoria Mutual my bonus every December. So every December I catch my back. Did I catch it back? You know what I mean? So guys, and then after a while, me get pay increase, me get promotion. The little 1,500 me I pay a month for mortgage, I mean no again. You understand?
The land you are selling in Old Harbour, is the area nice?
Not Old Harbour Road. Already. So if you know Old Harbour Road, when you come on the roundabout, you turn left. Go on TikTok, you see the video. When you come on the roundabout, you turn left. Continue down, Seventh-day Adventist Church, keep left behind the church. And you see a big wall on the left, Villanova, that's it. In there, so we're selling the lots.
It's behind Signum Seventh-day Adventist Church.
Yeah, behind it. So it is 2,500 square feet. That's the size of the land. Small land. You build your house, you have a little bit of grass for cut, little bit of everything, you're not fret. That particular area is pretty noisy. The one you play music, yes, sir. One you have bar, but you're surrounded by a big wall. So you're inside, right? But people busy place, I live them life. That is Old Harbour Road Fair. Very, very busy. You understand? So, but easy for live. You know,
Beverly says, yes, bank will, no.
Bank will know?
Yes, bank will know. Either you take a loan before they do the credit check, as it will show on the credit report.
Yeah, but she's supposed so like she do her credit check already. So let's hope them don't run another credit check on you. All right. Right. All right. I was the answer. So the person who said that real estate is not very liquid. Very true. Not very liquid. What you do, you determine how much you think you need for an emergency fund. Let us say you need $1 million or you need 2 million. Easiest way to do that. Get a credit card for 1 million, 2 million, put the card away. When you have the emergency, you swipe the card. That's what you do.
Yeah, because I think the biggest emergency will probably be medical.
A medical bill in the hospital or something. The card Taiwan changes of an emergency. You're supposed to have rolling money for that, right? But I think the biggest emergency probably is a medical bill.
Maybe they're talking more like maybe a business deal come up and you want to invest in a business.
You can still use a credit card, but you have to know also all that business you have to pay about 45%. I've used credit cards to purchase real estate and pay back the card little. So I have used it for that. Right, but I'm just telling you the quick way. So instead of save the emergency fund of 10,000 US, 20,000 US, and a lot of you can't get the big credit. You just get a credit card with like 0 annual fee or something like that. The interest rate don't matter to you. What you want to make sure is that you're not paying no fee yearly, right? Because you're really not gonna use the card. And then you put on the card when something happens. Swipe the card. Make sure it's an emergency. All right, everybody. Thank you so much. 5 minutes to go. Tony, no more questions. I'm see a lucky computer, so TikTok finish. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. I'll close out for today, so we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.